Hello everybody and welcome to the Alien vs Predator Galaxy Motion Tracker video series. This is Corporal Hicks, site administrator. So I know I haven't really been doing many of these, but something has pretty much took our little corner of the internet by storm, and it's something that I really felt the need to talk about, primarily because that we, myself, Alien vs Predator Galaxy, is being credited as the source of this wildfire rumour that I personally believe has been taken a little out of context and is causing a bit of an unnecessary stir. What occurred was that last week we posted a new article talking about some comments that Ridley Scott had made in regards to how he thought Alien should be on the same level for fans as Star Trek and Star Wars. And at the bottom of that article, we spoke a little about a recent report from Omega Underground, who had learnt that 20th Century Fox had at one point been very serious about moving forward with Alien Covenant 2 and had been eyeing a summer 2018 for shooting. And to support the claim that Fox had been quite serious about the sequel, we also included a unverified quote from a member of the Blu-ray.com forums who had claimed to have worked on Alien Covenant. The comment was, the sequel to Covenant was originally due to start pre-production this month in Sydney. Now this post was in September time, so he's referring to September when he says this month. After the box office results, filming was cancelled and a warehouse storage unit full of stuff was auctioned off a few months ago. So the original plan of pumping out another quickly has definitely changed with no immediate plans for anything. A lot of the bigger news outlets have took this to mean that Alien Covenant 2 has been cancelled and it's not happening. And it's all coming back to us for this. So, add on to that Neil Blomkamp's recently posted some concept art for his not happening as of yet, maybe in the future, who knows, kind of Alien 5 pitch that he was working on. And a lot of places on the internet seem to be abuzz with the notion that Fox has cancelled Alien Covenant sequel and Blomkamp's is back on. Now I decided I wanted to do this video to offer extra context and clarification on this whole situation, lie down a timeline, and talk a little bit about the source of the forum post on Blu-ray.com. Now, at the time, we didn't make a headline out of it ourselves. We didn't make a big deal out of it because it was unverified news and it wasn't quite worth the fuss because it's kind of what we've known for a while now. So before I start talking the timeline, I'd just like to say that this guy who made the post went by the username of Human Media. Now, thanks to community member Biomechanoid, we saw that Human Media's public profile gave his real name as Carl Braga. Now, if you search for Carl Braga on the internet, you'll find an IMDb profile which shows that he worked on Alien Covenant as a screen graphics designer. Now, Carl also has a website whose domain name happens to be humanmedia.com.au. So, the odds of him being genuine in his statement that he worked on the film and his comments about the cancellation of pre-production being correct are quite likely. However, I will reiterate that this post was made in September of 2017 and referred to pre-production being originally slated to begin that month. Now, as far back as March of 2017, Ridley Scott had been saying that they had been working on a script for Alien Covenant 2. Whether it was completed or not, that's still up in the air. He said it was when it was originally reported on, but later videos had said that they were currently writing it. So you're never quite sure where you are when it comes to comments from Ridley Scott. But we've known about it for a while. We've known that he's had been working on it and had this direction that he was going in. But then Alien Covenant comes out, and the box office results are not quite as was expected. It wasn't a failure by any stretch, but it also wasn't the success that Fox had been after. This is not something that they've been shy about saying. Fox CEO Stacey Snider, when she talked about the future of the Alien series, which is something that we're also going to get in on this video, she'd said that they thought that Covenant was a disappointment in terms of the results. And another Fox producer by the name of Fred Barron, he told the Sunday Morning Herald that, you know, it got great reviews and was everything we set out for it to be. It just didn't hit the note at the box office. It will be a profitable film for the studio, but whether there's another one is uncertain. So Covenant's come out. It wasn't quite the success that everybody was sort of hoping it would be, expecting it to be. And then in July, the Hollywood Reporter released an article saying that Fox was currently reassessing the two intended Alien prequels that Ridley Scott had planned to do after Alien Covenant. And they didn't get into much detail about it, but all they said was, sources say Fox will have to reassess two intended sequels Scott had pitched. This is back in July, so we've got this information that Fox is rethinking its future Alien films with Scott. Now, according to Collider, their own sources about this plan post-Covenant was going to be that they would do a third prequel film and then move off into the future past the other films with new characters and storylines, something like a bit of a soft reboot. And then we fast forward down to September, in which the Fox CEO Stacey Snider was talking to Variety about a manner of different things. You know, it was a big interview about a lot of stuff that Fox was doing and about Stacey's work as well. But in it, they talked about Alien Covenant and its box office takings and asked about the franchise in general. So as I said, she'd already stated that it was a disappointment. Covenant was a disappointment, but she also said, "I trust Ridley Scott and Emma Watts to know the right story when they find it." That would seem to indicate that whatever direction Ridley Scott had been leaning in for a sequel while he was working on Alien Covenant was not the one that Fox decided to go. And as a result of that reassessment, you know, the sequel in its then current form wasn't the certainty that it might have appeared to have been with the earlier comments from Scott. So Human Media, Carl Braga's comments about pre-production being cancelled is likely in reference to this quick turnaround that Scott had envisioned would be happening with his Alien Covenant 2 that he'd been working on while working on Covenant. Since the reports of the apparent reassessment of the direction of future Alien films, you know, Scott's been happily talking about his current directions, you know, his current thinking for where the series would go, that the films would be moving towards artificial intelligence, and presumably David taking an even more central role in the prequel films. That would also seem to indicate that he's still chugging away on his concept. He's still working on a direction that Fox would be interested in taking the Alien Covenant 2, and taking the Alien Covenant sequel. Now, in the same article that this rumour has been generated from and grown out of hand from, Scott also said that they're crazy if they don't. And this is in regards to doing another Alien film, an Alien Covenant sequel. They're crazy if they don't. That would also seem that this is anything but certainty. Does it mean that a sequel to Alien Covenant is guaranteed? No, it doesn't. You know, it's not going to be a certainty until it's greenlit and filming has started. But all this doesn't mean that a sequel to Alien Covenant 2 has been cancelled. It definitely seems like Scott is still working on his concept. Snyder's comments from September also showed that Fox was still very much open and interested in continuing with these films. It just wasn't in whatever direction Scott had been aiming for. She said she trusts Scott to know the right story when they find it. When they find it, as in the one they hadn't got, the one they had right then wasn't the right one. I think it's a pretty inflammatory statement to say that Alien Covenant 2 or Alien Awakening, whatever they were calling it, has been cancelled, because it doesn't seem to be the case. What this ultimately seems to have come down to is the initial direction they thought they were going to go, this quick turnaround they thought they were going to do is what's changed, is what they've rethinked. It just all seems to have blown out of proportion. And like I said earlier, you know, it wasn't the focus of our article. It wasn't something we were going to focus on, because we've known this for ages, that it wouldn't be churning out as fast as it initially thought it would be. Now, I hope this has offered some clarity as to the situation and as to the rumours. And it's unfortunate that it sort of escalated as much as it has. So this has been Corporal Hicks from AVP Galaxy. If you're not aware of us, we're a long-standing website. We've been around since 2002, and I can normally proudly say that we're the source of a lot of really reliable information in regards to the Alien and Predator films. You know, we were the ones that put out the Neomorph info. We were the ones that put out the James Franco info and Guy Pearce being back in Alien Covenant. You can find us on avpgalaxy.net. We're also on Facebook under Alien vs Predator Galaxy, and we're also on Twitter at AVP Galaxy. I hope you've all enjoyed watching, and thank you.